Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival, and here we are, guys. We're down on the base. It's getting night, but that's not important because, as promised, in this part we are going to go up into space. But in order to do that, I need to do a little bit of preparation first. But first, a little bit of an update. What I've done off camera is I've finished the exploration of this planet. As you can see, there's lots and lots of interesting POIs that we're going to visit. There's a little bit I haven't done down here because, especially this area here, when I came in here I got a little bit of a hostile reception, took a few bashes from heavy weapons, and I'm going to leave that until we go. And if you're going to go up into space, guys, you need to do some preparation, and that's what I've done. What I've actually done, just to show you, is I've reduced my mobile constructor down to the absolute minimum. We've got a little bit of water, we've got some oxygen, which I think we're just going to leave there. And I've also emptied the cargo boxes like this, you can see here, simply because if we're going up into space there's a good chance we'd die, and if you die in space you lose everything from your inventory, so you don't want to carry anything more than what's necessary. And we do need to make a little bit more of additional preparation. But the other thing I also want to do is, if I can find it, I think it's under tools, I want to unlock the tier 2 drill, because we're going to need to make a tier 2 drill. But to make a tier 2 drill first, I've got to find where I put my old drill. I need the old drill first, because I'm just going to show you a trick, guys. And what we're going to do is weapon to the old drill. Just going to drop that in. No, I just put it in there. And if we find the tools, hopefully I will find there. There's a tier 2 drill. And what will happen is it will use the old drill to actually make the new drill, so you actually save some resources by actually doing that. The other thing you also need to make is an EVA boost, and of course we're going to need to make some fuel. I don't think I've actually got that much. I'll explain the EVA there. Now the reason I'm making the tier 2 drills, guys, is simply because yeah, I thought I had some more of these, that I'm hoping to mine Sathium and Neodymium up on the moon if we can find it. And the reason I want to do that is the fact that if I come here, in the last part I unlocked the rocket launchers. You can see this needs a capacitor device, and I can find it here. The capacitor device here needs an oscillator, and an oscillator needs neodymium and sathium. So to get the heavy weapons to actually take down the hostile POIs on the starter planet, we really need things. I don't know why I've got that chainsaw. I think that chainsaw can go in the cargo box. I don't think there's any trees that grow up in space, so we don't need that. Yeah, so it is a little bit of a catch-22 situation, guys, that we do need to get out and do a few things. So we're just going to, and the EVA boost is nearly ready. And come on, the constructor always seems to do this when you do it. Oh, come on. Sometimes if you close it and wait and come back again, guys. Yeah. So now, why am I making an EVA boost? Well, space is cold, and I mean very cold. And if I show you the stats here, you can see we've only got protection to -10. That's nowhere near enough. And the EVA boost, if I, well, we'll just put it straight in. We need the armor locker anyway. If I show you here, the EVA boost gives you protection, cold protection of 190. So that means that if you actually put this in here, you can see here that will give us protection down to -200, which is very important in space. And I think what I am going to do, guys, is drop that in. It's going to cause us a little bit of a problem with speed, but I'm never too sure about when the extra bit is. I mean, we could put the, no, we don't have the space for a multi-boost. We only got the 2 slots. Never mind. Yeah, just in case, because you know, this is a new update, so you never know what the devs have been up to. So we've now got fuel for the tier 2 drill, which is going to be very, very useful. And I think we can now make our way up into space. Actually, just to show you guys, what I've actually got is here. This is the oxygen supply in there. And if we just come in here now, if we come to main, we'll turn thrusters on, we'll turn lights on, and I think we're going to turn the oxygen on as well. We might as well have oxygen inside of the cockpit. That's just going to make life a little bit better. And of course, to go up into space, you go straight up into space, which is the logical way. If you look at the bottom right hand corner, you will see the distance to orbit, and eventually that will flip over to distance to the planet. So we're just going to go up into space, guys. As I say, this is quite a high risk strategy, but hopefully we will get away with it. Oh, and the other thing I also did, I can't show you now, but I've actually built a clone station, because I'm not too sure whether if you die in space it will let you clone back to your base, or whether it's actually a range issue. You can see now we're 1200 meters above the planet of Dynax, which is the one we're in, and the next thing you want to do is just take off the auto brake, guys, for just general traveling. I suppose we better have a look and see where the moon is. Okay, so it says the moon is over here. Can't see anything else. Okay, just gonna have to go to the moon. So we'll just set a waypoint. Accept. And I think we'll just put the so until we get in the direction. Where's the moon? There's the moon. Now there could be asteroids out here that have got Sathium and Neodymium on. The trouble is that they can be a real pain in the neck. That's right. So now we're facing at the moon. Let's just get up to speed, and we're just going to knock off the auto brake, because it means I can now take my hands off the keyboard and just talk to you guys while we're actually flying towards the moon. Now you do need to keep an eye out for hostile space-based drones. I don't know how hostile this environment will be. We're getting a little bit of a flash coming on here, but you can wander around, and some of these asteroids may have neodymium or Sathium in them. But, and it's a very big but, it can be very, very time consuming just to wander around and find things. So your first target for when you go out into space is actually got to be the moon. And what you also want to do is level off a bit. Yeah, you don't want to go in on the moon hot. Now if you see the graphic distortion on the top, oops, that's trouble. Let's keep that away from that. That looks like it's a hostile base. Just my luck to come down on top of a hostile base. Yeah, that graphic distortion there, if I show you guys, is the pole of the moon. And it looks a bit ugly, but to be honest, compared to the horrible red and green screens, I'm quite happy to put up with that. Right, we've got stuff all around us. Let's go north first. Right, we've found a cobalt deposit. That is quite useful. Wait, level off. Got the auto brake on. I think it looks like this is being defended by a cannon drone. I think we can might as well get on the score sheet with the cannon. Yeah, you want to shoot down as many drones as possible, simply because, well, drones are a good source. I mean, we may even get a matrix source, some of the resources we need, or an oscillator from these drones, so shooting them up is quite advantageous. And it looks like there's some pentaxid there as well, so we're just gonna, oh, wow, we got some fuel pack lithium and a bit of weapons. Okay, not exactly brilliant, but we can just come down here and just, well, oh, I've got to be a bit careful. I don't. Oops, better put the helmet on. Otherwise, we're going to be suffocating. So we got 150 points for some pentaxid. Of course, the pentaxid is for fuel. I think let's try and get out in the darkness. I think let's just fly west. Yeah, I was going to mine some cobalt. I mean, but we may find some more. That's probably in a better position, I think. How are we doing? Yeah, let's get into the daylight so you guys can actually see what's actually going on. Yeah, the sun's coming up now. As I say, I do want to mine resources. You can see that's the polar cap. Just right, found some silicon. Well, I'm not particularly that, and iron. I'm not particularly that interested. The iron deposit's a little bit late. Promethium, yeah, well, so the moon can be quite a rich source of resources, but I'm not finding the one. Well, I found one of them actually. If we just see here what we got here, Got 3 cobalt deposits, 3 promethium, magnesium. Wow, yeah. I certainly wouldn't mind the magnesium. That would be very, very useful to see as well. I think we're just going to fly around this way. Now, obviously, the moon is a lot smaller than the planets. So we're just going to fly across here, guys. Let's just make sure our guns are fully loaded. Now I'm hoping to find a friendly POI as well, but you never know, guys. You never know. So we're just going to fly. If I sound a bit tense, it is because I am a little bit tense. Cobalt, okay, thank you. Where's that cobalt deposit? Right, let's just take that. Okay, it says it's almost right below me, so I'm obviously flying high. Right. It looks like there's some... Yeah, I was obviously flying very high. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to come in here. We're just gonna... And I think we're gonna land. And just gonna turn the thrusters off. I'm gonna leave everything else on. And I think we're gonna grab the pentaxid while we're at it. And you can see the temperature's not too bad actually, but then again we're on the sun side of the moon. I mean the EVA is really for when you're actually in physical space, guys, rather than actually doing it. Now I do want to mine the cobalt, simply because cobalt is very rare, and if you're going to make a trip to the moon you might as well take advantage of the situation. Let's just move back a bit. And the other reason is I want to show you guys the texture. Well, and myself actually, because I haven't actually seen the texture for the cobalt. I've got no idea. Let's press that because I don't want any ground drill. Okay. And of course, because we've got the tier 2 drill, you can see here we're going to blast through this a lot quicker than with the old tier 1 drill. So I'm going to probably keep the tier 1 drill for the moment because we've got loads of biofuel. And we're going to use the tier 1 drill for effectively working on down on the planet. And of course, there's a good chance we may actually run out of fuel here. So, right, guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill through till I actually see the texture, because I've got no idea what colour the texture is going to be for cobalt. Well, it looks like I've found it. It's this yellow with texture with the blue flecks in. Yeah, so we're in the cobalt alloy now. Now, on a starter planet, I would not normally worry too much about mining everything out of one of these deposits, because you can always come back at a later date and get there. And as I say, on the starter planet, I would just take enough to get by. But I think if you're going to make the trouble to come into this moon, you might as well grab as much of this as you can. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to mine this out completely and see how much we can get. I think this is a very small deposit, so we're only probably talking a couple of hundred cobalt anyway. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to mine this out, and I'll see you once I've virtually got it all done. Right, I'm still mining it, guys, but I thought I'd show you something. One of the reasons why I like the tier 2 drill and why the tier 2 drill could be useful, it's actually got a longer range than the tier 1 drill. So what you can effectively do is just do this. You can literally stay in one place and just rotate round and take out the necessary resources without having to move. So another advantage, especially from my point of view, because I do suffer from motion sickness, that tier 2 drills are pretty effective. And of course the next tier level up is actually putting mining capability on a hover vehicle. But of course I'm out here. That would mean you'd actually have to come into space and with a capital vessel with a hover vehicle attached, and that represents quite a large investment in resources. Anyway, guys, I think that's enough. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just keep mining this out, and I'll see you once I've actually finished. Right, guys, just a little bit left to go. You can see once all the texture's gone, then the mine is empty, and what will happen is the markers should disappear as well to say that there's no more cobalt down here. I think this is quite a good mining resource here, and this alone makes it worthwhile actually coming to the moon to have this level of cobalt. Right, just tick this out, and I think, did I see a little patch anywhere else? Have I got everything? Yeah, I think we've got everything here, guys. And just gonna jump into the ship, and just to show you guys, we got 341 cobalt out of that. I think any of you guys can confirm, I think if you use a tier 2 drill, you actually get more out as well. So I think that's something else to consider as well, guys. Yeah, I wonder if there's anything up here that's going to make it worthwhile coming this way. So maybe we're just kind of curve back up that way a bit as the marker. See if there's anything up this way. So we're just going to fly around the moon, guys, and see what's going on, and see if we can pick up anything else. Probably if we fly up to where the texture starts to break. And yeah, there's the texture breaking there, so you can get rid of that. Remove. Maybe we'll fly back that way a little bit, just so we got complete coverage. So, and I'm not expecting to find anything. Yeah. So we're just going to fly back towards the west again. Just keep going this way. Around the top of the moon here, guys. I mean, let's have a quick look. Yeah. So if we fly to about there. So we're just going to keep going. How are we doing? Oxygen or foods? Yeah, maybe I need a top up of oxygen. And if any of you guys are interested in game time with that tier 2 drill, it took me about 8 minutes of real game time to mine that out. If you were doing that with a tier 1 drill, you can double that. So you can say that to mine out a complete small block of resources with a tier 1 drill, you're talking about 16 minutes of game time. Right, so it says magnesium deposit. Wow, okay. Sorry guys, pentaxit deposit. Wow, this is going to be very, very resourceful. Well, certainly, there's a drone over there, so let's just see the drone there. There's a cannon drone there. Got him. Yeah, if you press F6 a couple of times, you can get rid of that overall texture, which can be a bit of a pain. I'm not sure I really want to mine the pentaxit, but the one that really does interest me is that magnesium. But we certainly want to loot the cannon drone first. So we're just going to come in here, guys. Wow. Not getting what I was hoping for with the matrices. What I'm going to do now is I want to do exactly what I did last time, just so that I can show you guys what the texture for the magnesium looks like. So we're just going to hover. It says it's back that way. Okay, let's just drop there. And again, we're just going to knock off the thrusters. Actually, this seating capacity, okay. And of course what we do need to do is just fill that up as well. Got 16 fuel. So there, actually what I do need is I need to fill my own suit up a little bit. And so you click on there with F. And I think the other thing we also need to do is to get a little bit of food in us so that we don't starve. meters. It's starting to go underneath, so it's about there. Okay. And it's disappeared. Sometimes if you're too close to it, when you put the drone on, it will disappear. Oh, come on game, don't do this to me. I mean, we could probably just drill down, but is that it? Okay, let's just back off a little bit. Let's see if, yeah, there we are. Yeah, sometimes the game can be a little bit temperamental. 15, 14, 14, 13, 13, 13, 4. Okay. So we're talking about there. Let's just whack this, guys. Now the red dot on the radar at the moment looks like there's a drone there, but it's not actually the drone. That's the cannon drone that I've just killed. But we do need to keep an eye on that, because eventually that will disappear. Then if another one shows up, then we're just going to have to do something about that, guys. Okay, we're getting through the fuel. So same as last time, guys. I'm going to drill down until I actually reach the magnesium. I'll show you the texture, and then I will mine out the magnesium completely, because magnesium is very useful for the higher level weapons. So again, just finding a magnesium mine makes coming up to the moon worthwhile, even if we don't find any sathium. Right, guys, I'm just going to pull back a bit. See the texture there? It's almost like a similar texture as iron, but slightly paler blue. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm just going to mine this magnesium out, and I will see you once it's actually done. Right, guys, I'm just clearing up the last of the magnesium. I think that's about it. Yeah, we've got all the magnesium out, and just to show you, we got 143 magnesium out of that. That's not particularly great, but I don't think there's a lot we can do about it. Filler rock drill, just for the fun of it. You can see how quickly you can actually mine things here. I'm kind of half thinking about the pentaxit, guys. Helps. We've got to turn the thrusters back on. Others we're not going to take off. I'm a bit worried why. Yeah, that's a bit better. Just top that, keep oxygen. I mean, the reason the oxygen's there is I've only got a small tank in this ship. Kind of half tempted just to come over and just check the pentaxit out, just to see what the texture is, guys. So what we're going to do is come over here. I'm not going to mine out a vast quantity, because I can always come back. Actually, I just want to check something, guys. Sorry about this. So we're there. That's 10. That's 10. I think we're outside of. I'm not sure for short warp drive. Let me just have a quick look. Small vessel. How does it? Will it tell me how far? 15 astronomical units. So all those planets there are within range of Amish, but we got no information. So what we may have to do is actually build a small vessel with a warp capability if we don't find any sathium and neodymium in the area. So that might be another option we may have to go to. We may have to be a bit more adventurous out in space before. I mean, it sounds like a contradiction in terms, guys, but sometimes that's something we've actually got to do. Yeah, the pentaxide's a little bit stuck. Oops. It's kind of in the middle of the. So what we're going to have to do is come here. As I say, I'm not going to dig this out made big time, guys. What I'm interested in is the colour of the texture. So what does pentaxide mine look like? So again, I'm just going to drill down and grab some stuff, guys. And you can actually see now that the pentaxide is similar to promethium. It's actually little globules there. See it there? See the globule? So we need to drill down for that. And it looks like there's only one globule down here. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to drill down to that and get it, and then we'll see how it goes from there, guys. Right, guys, I've just been caught out by surprise. I was mining down to it and it exploded. And that caught me out. It went a lot quicker, and all I got was 10 pentaxit from that. And you can see I've mined it out completely. Is that worth mining? Maybe if you got a tier 2 drill, but I'm not sure whether that would be worth it if you were actually working on a tier 1. I think it'd be far better just to collect the pentaxit off the surface, to be honest, guys, for the moment. Anyway, we're going to get back into flow just to show you there. So we got 13 pentaxit. Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of mining just to get 10. I mean, yes, pentaxit's very, very valuable, and I got a feeling we're going to be using it. But just to show you guys, look, if I come here, we're just going to land here. Just going to jump out, and I don't know why I got that. I'm going to carry the gun with me just for the fun of it. But I mean, each one of these is 1. So yeah, that's 1. I suppose we can run here. I should have brought the bike with me, shouldn't I? Never mind, guys. Actually, let's just let's put the drill on. That's just rock. Just wonder if we can find anything on the surface here that's of flattening rock drill. No, this is just stone, isn't it? Rock grey. But as I say, a quick walk around there and I got another 3. So again, it's your choice, guys. I mean, if you want to mine, feel free. And we're just gonna actually just jump in here, then jump out again because my oxygen's getting a little bit low again. So we're just gonna fill up with the oxygen and just get back in here. And we're just gonna, I think we can just keep traveling around the top here, see what we can find. And what I really would like is a friendly POI. See, there's more pentaxid there. See, there's enough there for 4 if we really wanted it. I mean, that's an example, guys, the difference. I mean, the mining is oh great, this is bad news. Right, let's drop right down low. And we're going to need to use the titanium. Is this going to be like a power station, or you can guarantee it's going to be hostile? But if we keep very close, come on, not that close. If we use the terrain and keep very, very low, we might be able to sneak up close enough to find out what it is before it actually starts shooting at us. Don't really need some extra side thrusters on. Silicon deposit. Let's stop doing this. I want to know what that is. Pentaxid deposit. Yeah, it's bound to be hostile. But if we keep power station back off, and it says there's something to the north. Okay, what's to the north? We should be north and west. Level off. Yeah, I don't want to get any close to those that power station, because as I say, we're not really equipped to deal with it. I just want to keep the guns, or my heavier protection. I don't want to. Right, we found promethium. Right, right, it's getting dark. Right, let's just fly this way, guys. Apologies, we're in the dark, but I don't really want to tangle with that, because that could be interesting. Right, we've flown right round just to get rid of that, because I don't need it. I think if we fly south now, we can check what's down this way. What I'm going to do is kind of fly a little bit sideways so that I don't drift in. Oh, it's disappeared now. It's okay. Yeah, because I didn't really want to drift into the range of that. Wherever it was now. Power station, was it? Yeah. definitely need some saphium, and we need those, the capability to make those rocket launchers. It's going to be very, very disappointing. Trouble is, I'm not sure I can make a warp drive without the necessary ether. I mean, this is the catch-22 situation. Sorry, I've got to have a look, guys. Steel tubes, cobalt, and energy matrices. So if we can shoot down enough drones, because we haven't got any energy matrices yet. You can normally get energy matrices from drones. So if we can shoot some drones down, that might be useful. Okay, let's go this way. There's something there. Come on, be friendly, please. It's a cobalt deposit. It's got a hostile. Just got a drone at 376 meters, but there's no point shooting at the drone unless, right, there's two of them here. This is not good, guys. Wait. Yes, I know you guys are. So we wasted ammunition on that. There's something tucked in there. I'd love to know what they are, but the question is, am I going to get? There's a big crater there, so we may be able to sneak up on that one if we get into that crater. Because if we can get down low enough, we can get close enough to actually find out what they are. So let's just get into the crater. Right, we're below the horizon now. Right, that's an armory. We're also going to ease back a little bit. First, get out of range and then gain some heights. So we found an armory with something next to it. Okay. I think we're going to fly back into the sun. We'll leave those guys alone. Right. It says there's something to the south. Down in this way. Okay. Let's just delete that, remove, and I think we're just going to go that way. Right, it says there's something to the south and west. That's to the west, okay. Haha, there's that bloomin' base again, okay. Maybe I'm going to leave it alone. Because there's no point worrying about it, simply because I can't get close to it anyway, because the other one will have a crossover field of fire. Right, let's just remove that. And we're just going to fly this way, guys. This is taking a little bit longer than I thought. Oh, great. This looks a little bit like a radar station or something. Come on, please be friendly. Well, it could be a defense capability of the game if we hug the ground. Why does everything have to be so hostile? That's the drone base. Wow. Yep, okay. Get away from that. Oops. Yeah, it's one of the hazards of being close to the ground. So we found the drone base. Oh, come on, I was hoping for a mining base or something. There's 3 sets of drones there patrolling. Oh, God, it's fire. Oh, great. I've got crossfire. I've got crossfire. Height and speed. Don't mess about. What's that there? Okay. Promethium deposit. Is that going to be friendly? Yeah, we've taken a little bit of damage. That looks like some kind of wrecked ship. Let's go on to night vision. We got night vision, so we might as well kind of take advantage and check it out, guys. Yeah, and there's a I hate it when I have to fly into things like this. This could be very, very interesting. Right, let's just loot the mini gun drone. The trouble's going to be is this close to a drone base. There's a very, very good chance that this will be replaced relatively quickly. So let's just have a look around here. Wow, this has got potential. Trouble is, can I? There's a door there. Wow. Well, I think investigating this is outside the scope of this part, guys. So I think what we're going to do is, sorry we're in the dark, but I think I'm just going to fly east for the moment, south and southeast. And I got lights on. Yeah, I've got lights on. Okay. There's something over there. You can just see it on the horizon. Come on, be friendly, please. Mining base, come on. Something's got to be friendly on this planet somehow. Well, it's not sure. Crash, that's the front. Okay. Let's get inside of range. Well, we might as well get something out of it. I certainly think I need to investigate these parts, but as I say, it's not really in the scope of this part, because it's probably going on a little bit longer than it should be. So I'm just going to yes, that's what I want. So we got a couple of energy matrices and an oscillator. That's exactly what I'm looking in the way of loot, guys. Again, there's probably going to be no easy way to get into here. We can always have a quick look. Again, it says there's something to the north. So let's have a quick look around, guys, out of interest. Can't see anything obvious there. Got some turrets there, but they're probably going to be unoperational. We're going to have to try and find the core in here, aren't we? Yeah, I think this could be a good source of loot, but as I say, I think in this part we're just going to explore what's around. Right, we're going to go north. Is something up that way? I'm hooked on something. Okay, up. Right, it says there's an iron deposit that way. And we're just going to fly. It says north and west now. Right, we found some silicon. Thank you. Always wanted some silicon. Right, we've just got one patch left to do. I just want to explore this. I think that's the only patch left. Got a little bit of an area up here, but I think we're going to aim for that one missing patch, and then that's where I'm going to call it for this part, guys, because I've lost complete track of time with doing that mining. Just get low. Keep facing it. There's a drone or something operating just to the north of it. This is pentaxide deposits. Spaceports. Out. Sorry about the flare, guys. Right, there's a minigun drone over that way. Oh. What the heck's firing at us? Oh, come on, cut it out, guys. How come you've got so much range? Oh, there's something else there as well, isn't it? I've thrown it straight into. There's something else down in here as well. Okay. Right, I'm forced to conclude, guys, that there is nothing friendly on this moon at all, which means that I'm not sure. Let's just get some height, and no, that's that base there again. We need some better weapons than Gatling guns. Let me just retreat to a safe distance. Actually, just get up into space. Actually, be the easiest place to retreat to. I think we may need to rethink our weaponry. So let's just get up into space. F3. Small vessel weaponry. Railgun. Maybe we will need to use a railgun. Must admit, I'm not the greatest fan of railguns, but we still need zirconium alloy oscillators, power cells. This is the problem, is how do we get this stuff? I think we may have to actually rethink our strategy here a bit, guys. I think what I'm going to do now is we're going to get up into space and see if we can find an asteroid. I think that's going to be the best way there. Actually, what is that there then? We're over the moon. What is that? Just want to check this out. Is this just a big asteroid, is it? Okay. Anyway, guys, I think this is where I'm going to call it for this video. I think I've had enough excitement for the moment. That has been a little bit of a disappointment in the sense that I was hoping to find Sathium and Neodymium actually on the moon. Obviously it's not. Now that means we've got two choices. We can either go and explore the asteroid belt here, which I'll probably do a little bit off camera just to see if I can find anything around here. It doesn't look very promising. Otherwise what we're going to have to do, guys, is rethink. We're going to have to put a warp drive on. If we can build one. We've got cobalt alloy. And we need some energy matrices, so we're going to have to shoot up some more drones. Yeah, so I think what we may have to do is an aggressive patrol on either the planet or the moon to actually get some energy matrices and try and find some stuff. Maybe we're going to have to try and turn over some of the weaker POIs on the planet so that we can actually build up the necessary resources. Just be a bit more aggressive, get a warp drive, and maybe we can visit other planets. And I mean, I haven't even found a trading station. I mean, I think life's a lot tougher now with 8.1. Right, guys, I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting. We've got some pretty good resources out for what it was. We've got 143 magnesium, we've got 341 cobalt, and a lot of crushed stone. We've got a few energy matrices and oscillators, which could be useful. So this is where I'm going to leave it, and until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.